Hello, this is the install video for the CNC USB. This is a folder, or this is what your disc, your DWC disc that you got with your digital woodcarver should look like, with the different folders on it. You have a couple final logo CN 60-degree cutter. That's a sample G code along with a test circle. That's something you can play with once you first get it, make sure everything's working. Also your some pocket sample G codes, round bits, and your V cutter 60-degree samples. Those are all folders full of G codes that you can run. You can just simply pull them up into your USB CNC software and run them direct. Let's go to USB CNC. When you pull that folder up, you're going to find a few files here. This DWC, we're going to use that later. That's going to be your setting file. This is your license file. These two are manuals on the software and the how to install it. We'll open this one. It shows you there's a little step-by-step guide what each window should look like. Suggest you pull that up and follow through that also. You can, this folder here is where the setup file is. You're welcome to use that off the CD, or you're welcome to go to Planet CNC. This is their homepage, and then just go to the download file, and then the very top is the latest stable version. That's what I'd recommend if you want to do an update or use their latest version. You can download that to your computer. There's a couple softwares here if your computer doesn't have it. I've only found that those are needed on some older computers. Most newer computers already have these type files on your computer, so you don't need to put those on, but you're welcome to do the latest file on there. We are now going to install the program. Just click on the CNC USB setup. Here next, it's setting up files. Shouldn't take too long. Maybe it'll take a few seconds here. Okay, it's finished. When we go to Start All Programs, you'll see CNC USB controller. Right there it is. We click on that. It will open our CNC USB program. Move it up here a little bit. We'll also expand that out when we get ready to do some stuff with it, but I'm going to back up. Here is our settings and our license, two things that we're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and open the license file, and we're going to put it down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to highlight on the bottom line the long variable there, right click and do a copy. We're going to we'll paste that when we need to, and then I'm also going to import the settings. Go up to Files, Import Settings, and we've got to go to this folder that will be on your disk right there, DWC CNC USB settings. That's going to set all your pin locations and stuff like that. So the next time it comes up, it will be different. We can actually close out of it and open it up again, and when we open it up this time, you'll notice a little bit of difference. It has a wood grain in the background, and you certainly can change that setting. So from here, we would get ready to plug in the USB and turn on the controller. Okay, now we are going to turn on the power onto your control box and then also plug in the USB cable into your computer. Once you plug that in, it's going to recognize that USB cable that's connected, and then on your controller we can go to machine and we can go down to firmware, and we're going to try update. You either do a update or verify. Looks like an update was what we need to do. If it gives you an error, you can do a verify. But what that does is it's updating the data on this board that is on in the control box, or the little pendant. But that's updating that board, so it'll only take a few seconds. It says firmware updated successful. If you do a verify, it will say verify was successful too. So once you have that done, you also notice that your numbers have lit up here, so they're now not grayed out. But you also want to go over to active license, and you notice how the serial number should match down here to what your license number is. Also, this number, generally you'll see the last 4 digits along with this one are matching. We're going to click in here. We're going to do a control paste. Once that's paste, hit OK, and everything come through. No error or anything, so that means that your CNC is now registered. That's all it takes to register the software. Let's go ahead and close these two. Whoops, I didn't mean to expand it. We're going to close it, and then we're also going to expand it. Hello, this is the basic running of the CNC USB controller. Give you a little bit of the basics here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change the feed rate. It comes in as default at 25 inches a minute. Let's run that up to 200. If we don't do that, then our rapid speed is going to be kind of slow. So we're going to increase that. Also, let's run the machine back and forth. This down here is a little joystick soft on the screen that you can move your head back and forth. You can move it diagonal. Also, the little arrows move it a little bit at a time. This is your Z, I'm sorry, raises it up. You can maneuver that back down. You also notice up here, this is the exact dimension that you're at. The 5.22 is the distance from X over the 0 over to this point, and then you're up 1.22 inches on the Y axis. On that, that's how you move it back and forth. You can also move it back and forth with a pendant. That's a little controller. If you push the X plus button, that allows the machine to move in that direction. X minus makes it move backwards. And then your Y and Z have the same functions on the pendant. You also have a knob on the pendant that allows you to increase or decrease those speeds. Clockwise decreases speeds, counterclockwise makes it move faster. We're going to load a program here, a G-code program. Go up to File, Import G-code. I'm just going to open the Final Logo 60 cutter. That's my logo. You see how it pulled up there. Now what we're going to do is run your bit of your router over to physically putting the router bit to the 00 or the lower left hand corner of your board that you have on the machine. And once you have that ran over, you can use this or the pendant to move it there physically. And then we're going to zero it out, and you can do that by either pushing individual axis. You notice how that popped over to the X. You see how it's 0. Or push this button right here, and that will allow it to all 3 axes go to 0 at that point. From there, we would just simply raise it up a little bit so that we don't cut into the wood. That would be above it, and then we're going to cut into it. Let's see, let's go to our feed rate is set by the program, but we can override that. If we go to program and set speed, we can put that in like a 15 inches versus the 20 or the 25 that may be on the program. That way we can set a maximum speed. Once we do that, we just simply go up and hit start. You notice it hesitates for a few seconds. You'll see this flashing. That's a spindle that's going on. That's turning on. It allows it to get up to speed for like 3 seconds before it starts moving. You also notice down here at the bottom it will tell you how long it's going to take to run, and a little bar graph there showing you how long it's doing it. It's going to take 4 minutes. Well, at this point 4 minutes and some left to go. The green is where it's cut, red is current, white is where it's going to cut, blue is your rapid. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hit pause just to kind of show you what this does. Allows you to pause it, you can stop it, but you can also continue. If you hit continue, it will allow it to finish out the rest of the program. We're not going to physically do that, but anyhow, we're just going to go ahead and stop it at this point. If you have any further questions, feel free to shoot me an email at bt@digitalwoodcarver.com. I'd be glad to answer any of your questions, and good luck with your digital woodcarver.